Good morning, guys. So here I have spent all, no, not all morning, all but just 5 minutes going around to the tulsi and the Thai basil and cutting off all the flowers. And now I'm going to stick it into the chicken coop. And it's just to make the smell a lot better, so it deters pests. And I've been saying that over and over, but I'm just trying to get across to you that to prevent the herbs from going to seed, I just keep pinching them off, and these flowers end up in the coop. And as a second use, which is to freshen up the coop and also to deter pests. So it's a full circle in that respect. And I just keep having the herbs push out more herbs throughout the rest of the season. So here we go into the coop. I put some in the nest box, and I kind of spread it out, and it will freshen up this area. Here I've spent some time deadheading all my flowers, so I've got marigolds, calendula, cosmos, all the deadheads, and I'm going to let them dry, and then I'm going to harvest the seeds. And this year I'm not going to make just a section of this plant or a section of that plant. I'm just going to have a little area that's just mixed seeds of all these flowers. So that is what I intend to do. This is probably the fifth harvest of all these flowers I've done. So stay tuned next year after I've collected the seeds and let them dry, and we'll see if they come up using these seeds. It's a good way to save money and not have to buy seeds the following year and the following year. So we'll see. Just a moment. So here is an experiment that I am trying. I'm not sure which parts of the canna, once it's cut, can propagate into more canna. And so I took the spent tops, the flowers. These are the seed pods, and the petals have fallen off and dried up and everything, and I just cut off the base of the flower heads, and I stuck them in some dirt, and I am going to water them for the next few days and see what turns up. If they don't work, then they don't work, but I'm going to give it a good try to see what part of them are reproductive, that can actually grow into a new plant, because I have had cuttings from them, and if I keep watering them, at some point it starts to grow new leaves, and so that means that it'll grow roots and stuff. So this has been in here for about a week, if that. And this has been in here for only 2 days, and same with this one. So we shall see. And the update of the plumeria is that they're going great. I mean, this is so lush. This is way more leaves, and new leaves are coming up, and the flowers and such. And remember, I grew them in a bucket, 1 and 2. So that means the cinnamon and the honey works just fine. And I will keep doing this and keep having a huge collection of plumeria and such. And let me show you what I'm going to do next. So here I have collected some chili peppers, and they come from this bush, and this is about the third time I've collected the chilies, and some of them have dropped, and some of them I suspect some birds have eaten them. They are somewhat spicy. Sometimes they can get really, really spicy, but for some reason this year I don't feel like they're very spicy at all. And it could be that this is a new plant. The main point of this was to let you know that as the more you harvest of things, whether it be flowers, fruit, chili peppers, the more that it will make for you. So for instance here, I neglected to harvest these chilies for a while, but actually now they're putting out more blossoms and more fruit. So more chili peppers. If you can see one right there, another one right there, several over here. So they're green, and they're just producing more and more. Another one here, and all the little white blossoms that are here. So it is just pushing out another round, and I think that also it has to do with we got another heat wave, the third heat wave here in SoCal. So, and same with the flowers. The more you deadhead, the more flowers they give. So that's one of the chores I'm doing this morning, walking around pulling up weeds, and you know, feeding the chickens and the rabbits, and watering the plants, because when it's 100 degrees you've got to, you know, water them practically every day until it goes down. So that's my next chore, watering everything. Another way to grow canna is by the seeds. Here are the seed pods, and I just let them dry, and I'll open them up to see if there are any seeds. Unfortunately, I've looked at them and they're tiny, tiny little specks, and I believe the seeds are supposed to be, when they are mature and fertile, that they've been fertilized by or pollinated, that they are about the size of sweet pea seeds, about 2 millimeters wide or more, 2.5 millimeters. They're pretty big. So I believe that this isn't quite mature or quite fully pollinated. So that's all for now. I just spotted a little blue jay going around, and just letting you know. And another thing is, I have several marigolds growing in my garden bed, and they're good pest deterrents, along with some mint. And so I'm going to grow some marigolds in this bed just in time for spring, and just in time for winter, I'm sorry. And I have some really large marigolds here. They get really tall, so I might transplant them in here or grow a small variety in here. I haven't yet decided. I'm gonna let it fill in with these tiny little seedlings. As you can see, they're starting to sprout. So those are some kind of brassica. Let's see, let me tell you right now. They are the burpee DeCheco broccoli, and over here are tiny little sproutlets of leek, I believe. I use the American flag leek. And over here are a lot of sprouts. And let me find out what they are. They're the Hansaitai. And and hopefully some Arctic King. I'm kind of keeping it blocked with this bag of soil to protect it to shade it out a little bit, because they're really a cold weather crop.